Hi class, welcome to week 10. This week I'll be presenting my individual capacity assessment, the process that I used, my identified strength and challenge, and my individual plan. To assess my own individual management capacity, I created a competency assessment for nonprofit leaders as discussed in part 1 of our book, Forces for Good, which discusses the abilities as leaders in the nonprofit sector, as opposed to the managerial experience I have acquired professionally in the retail banking industry. Although many of the skills overlap in terms of management, such as networking, relationship building, and strategic leadership, what was new to me were the specific abilities essential to being a leader in a nonprofit organization. So, on a scale of 1 to 5, I ranked my own competencies in the abilities to build platforms for connections, share ideas and information, influence others to spread innovative models, connect the dots across issues, industries, and sectors, collaborate and leverage the power of individual and organizational networks, enhance relationships with nonprofit peers, engage with private and governmental entities, mobilize individual citizens, and advocacy. So I put my scores behind each competency in parentheses, as you can see. And the ones with asterisks are the ones that I will further discuss in my presentation in my strength and challenge. 5 years ago, when I transitioned into the management role from sales, I was initially overwhelmed with the set of responsibilities. But as time passed, I began to trust myself, and I discovered what felt most natural to me in my abilities as a leader and team player, and that is communication. And after completing the assessment, I was able to see how that aligned with the abilities of nonprofit leaders, which for me was share ideas and information and influence others to spread innovative models. The example I share here is for first my strength of communication. Is 2 years ago, I started publishing a newsletter for the company I work for, Luther Burbank Savings. And in this newsletter, I discuss the community impact efforts I have with Breakthrough Silicon Valley, the organization I've shared throughout this class. The intention of this newsletter was to share ideas with employees on how they too can create a positive impact in the communities they serve. What I did in the newsletter was share specific activities and impacts that we've had with the nonprofit organization. And what that has resulted to is increased resources to benefit Breakthrough Silicon Valley's mission, including time, money, space, and people. Since 2013, I have obtained over $15,000 from Luther Burbank Savings in sponsorship efforts supporting Breakthrough Silicon Valley. Peers have donated their time for financial literacy workshops with Breakthrough Silicon Valley students. And space from the San Jose and Los Altos office have been donated on several of occasions to host career days and mock interviews. Furthermore, in the past 2 years, Luther Burbank Savings has increased their nonprofit volunteer hours submitted by employees by 30%, many of which have found their own amazing nonprofit organizations in their communities to support. The power of effective communication always ceases to amaze me, inspiring evangelists one newsletter at a time. After completing the assessment and throughout our course, I have learned that advocacy and engaging with governmental entities is a challenge for me and an opportunity for me to strengthen, as I've had no prior experience in this area. And what I've learned that from Forces for Good, specifically in Chapter 2, is that for us to achieve maximum impact, and us, I mean us individuals working in the nonprofit sector, advocating for policy reform and accessing the power of resources of government are essential. As an active member of the Junior League of San Jose, I have seen the impact of advocating for policy reform from our State Public Affairs Committee. As representatives of the league, SPAC members have groundbreaking legislation on several laws that have passed. A couple examples: clearing human trafficking victims of their related past offenses, and establishing the Children's Bicycle Helmet Law. One benefit I see to advocacy and policy reform is also giving me the exposure to connect the dots across issues, industries, and sectors. I'm definitely motivated and excited to gain experience and expertise in this area, as I'm confident it will help shape me to become a nonprofit leader that will create lasting positive change. For my individual management capacity plan, currently I am chairing the 5th annual Breakthrough Silicon Valley Benefit event and co chairing the 47th annual Volunteer Recognition Luncheon. Taking on these two roles is actually going to help me gain more leadership experience overall in the nonprofit sector. These two experiences will not only further my expertise on managing volunteers, budgeting, and fundraising for a nonprofit event, but they will also give me the opportunity to build platform for connections and enhance relationships with nonprofit peers. My primary action plan is also to complete my UCLA Extension Nonprofit Management Certificate. I will be able to gain the abilities to demonstrate innovative solutions, address critical social issues to advance philanthropy, activism, and social responsibility. Furthermore, I will have increased knowledge in the areas such as strategic planning, financial management, capacity building, and program evaluation within the nonprofit sector. To address my challenge of advocacy, which was identified through the Nonprofit Leadership Assessment, I have put that as my secondary action plan of joining the SPAC committee by my league year of 2016 and 2017. As a committee member of SPAC, I will have the opportunity to represent over 11,000 junior league members statewide in California, to advocate on issues that support individual leagues' focus areas, which include education, health, violence prevention, and family support. Well, that is the end of my presentation. I thank you for watching, and it's been a pleasure these past 10 weeks learning from all of you. Good luck on the remaining of your nonprofit management certificate program, and thank you, Mr. Hamilton, for all your support. Wishing everyone a great summer. Thank you. Bye-bye.